Welcome to the Q1 Buck Poll. I'm Tim Hart-Haverhill. He's Mike Big Buck Hoffner. On today's show, we have bucks. We've got buck interviews from opening weekend. We've got buck pictures with scores. And we have venison stroganoff from the Country Smokehouse with Chef Brent Mitchell.
And we also had probably the coldest weather I can ever remember for the opening week of deer hunting.
Oh, absolutely. And you know, Mike, for those that go out and brave the cold, it's not so bad if you have the right clothing. And I think that's just very important out there.
Yeah, preparation is key. Went with my son. Being from the UP, he says, Dad, I don't know how you do this stuff. The neighbors make fun of me because I was out snowblowing the other day with my shorts on. So, hey, I'm a little goofy, but that's the way it goes.
Hey, hang on. I would like to agree with that. All right, stay with us. We got bucks here today on the Q1 Buck Poll.
Country Smokehouse was started years ago by myself and Suzanne, and we want to specialize in homemade old-fashioned sausage and jerkies and things like that. People say it's a destination. They come out for the barbecue, they come out for the homemade sausages. A lot of organic people, natural people want to buy the product because they can't find it in the local stores. We are the largest processor in the state of Michigan. We invite all hunters to come in, bring your deer in, or just stop in and check us out so you can see yourself.
I recommend you come to the Country Smokehouse because you'll never be disappointed.
Trophy Class Real Estate specializes in listing and selling unique recreational, hunting land, and vacant land properties.
Hi, I'm Dan Hoffman. We're the premier real estate brokerage firm for Cabela's Trophy Properties in Michigan. If you're looking to buy, we have great properties like this one.
Here's 24 acres of vacant land and waterfront in Calhoun County. The property includes your very own 7-acre buildable island. There's great whitetail deer hunting and fishing. Own a one-of-a-kind piece of property.
Call us today or go online to see all of our properties.
When a hunter graduates from my new Super Whitetail Boot Camp, he will be in the top 1% of the deer hunters in the country. There's hundreds of little things people need to know to really have the ultimate property. I come in and show people how to put all the right pieces of the puzzle in that property. To hold deer, get more born on the property, make them come by the stands, keep them from the neighbors during daylight hours. I'm Tony LaPratt from Ultimate Land Management, and I'm inviting you to our new Super Whitetail Boot Camp.
Well, it's time for Buck Sunday. That's what I'm going to call it. Buck Sunday here today on the Q1 Buck Poll because, you know, Mike, we have a whole slew of interviews. We've got some great venison stroganoff later on in the show, and so it's all about bucks today.
Let's start out with Jeff Johnson in South Central Michigan, bringing in a 7-pointer, the score 43 3/4. Jordan Ware, also from South Central Michigan's 9-pointer, scores 40 1/4. And Graham Henry, South Central Michigan, 10-pointer, the score 44 3/4.
Well, we're going to kick things off with a special interview here today. We've got Ron Bates. Ron had an accident as a young person and has been in a wheelchair, but I will tell you this. It does not stop him from going out in the woods and hunting, and it does not stop him when he kills a deer, which is a lot every year. All of a sudden, Tim, I got another one.
Well, the motivation, the excitement, technology, and people's willingness to help other people get out in the great outdoors makes this a special event.
Okay, I've got Ron Bates here from the Q1 Buck Pool. Hey, Ron Bates is with us from Coldwater, and Ron, another successful hunt this year. What do you got here today?
I got a 9-point with a 19-inch spread.
All right, well, tell me the story, how you got it.
Well, the hunt didn't start out very good. I was on my way out to the stand, and halfway I got out there, I got stuck because there was a bunch of leaves in the trail, and got up underneath my chair, and I had to call my mom, and she had to come out in the woods and pull me out. And then I got out to the stand, and a little bit after 8 o'clock, some does came in, and he sort of pushed the does off, and then he came out in front of me about 20 yards, and I couldn't get a shot at him. And then he went out about 30 yards, and I had to tilt my chair up and down to to get my bead on him, and then my knob here on the side of my chair fell off when I was tilting it up, and it hit the bottom of the shed. And I thought for sure he was going to spook off, but he didn't. And I got a good shot on him, about 30 yards, and he ran off.
And what'd you shoot him with?
I got a crossbow.
All right. And then was it hard tracking him, or was he right there?
Well, me and my buddy Wes, we went right out there where I shot him, and we got blood. But then with our chairs, we could only go about 5 foot, and then we couldn't go no farther in the woods with our chairs. So we called a friend of ours, Denny, and he came over and tracked him, and he ran quite a ways because I think he was quartering away when I shot him. I shot him good, but when the arrow came out, it came out his left butt cheek. So he ran quite a ways. But then Denny did a real good job tracking him. He marked a lot of the blood with the sticks and stuff like that. So
what are some of the challenges? Obviously, it's got to be a challenge, and we've talked a lot of times before. It is a challenge to get out there in the woods for you, but you know, others are kind of helping you get out there too.
Oh yeah, big thanks to my buddy Wes, because he's got the property where we got all set up with the sheds and stuff. If we didn't have that, I wouldn't be able to get out there at all, you know.
And what do you like most about being out there in the woods?
Well, it's just really peaceful and stuff, and then the excitement of a big one coming in, you can see them coming right at you. It's gets you pretty excited.
Sure, exactly. Now, are you hunting out of a blind or against a tree, or how are you doing it?
Yeah, we got a blind, like a little shed that we built out there. We got a ramp that goes up to it and stuff. Well,
great deal. That's a good buck. You know what? You've had a lot of success over the years, haven't you?
Yeah. After this, I'm going to take it over to Brad Rusi, and he's going to do a real nice shoulder mount on it and stuff. So.
Well, that is a good-looking buck, and congratulations. We welcome you to the Q1 Buck Bowl once again, Ron.
Hey, thank you.
All right. Ron Bates from Coldwater, a successful hunter here in the Q1 Buck Bowl.
At Outfitters Taxidermy, I do high-quality work at reasonable prices. We do it all at Outfitters Taxidermy, from birds, small mammals, fish, deer, shoulder mounts, full body mounts. I pay attention to the details in the mount, like your eyes, the nose, and the way the horns are set. Make sure the measurement's all correct, just like it is when you brought it in. If you're not sure how to cape your deer, I can do it for you, show you how to do it, where to make cuts, where not to make cuts. When you shoot that buck of a lifetime, give me a call at Outfitters Taxidermy.
Hunting, fishing, trapping, Frank's Sporting Goods in Morley.
We got the biggest selection of trapping supplies in West Michigan, and the experience to go along with it, so we can teach you how to do everything right here on the spot.
Long guns and handguns for any application, and expert service from someone who lives the outdoors.
Don't forget, we got a great selection of ammo.
You'll find it all at Frank's Sporting Goods in Morley. Stop in or call Frank's Sporting Goods in Morley for the best deals around.
Hi, my name is Vic Havens, and we invite you to stop here at Frank's Sporting Goods in Morley, Michigan.
Get your boots on at Backroad Saloon, the area's #1 country music entertainment, featuring a spacious 5,000 square foot dance floor catered to line dancing. Backroad Saloon, where there's live music on the weekends and special guests. Coming January 16th, it's Big Smo. Tickets are just $12 in advance. And don't forget our New Year's Eve bash. Get your tickets now. Backroad Saloon, the Nashville of the North, the area's #1 country music venue. Well, we've got more bucks now on the Q1 Buck Poll. And Mike, as I said earlier, one of my favorite times of the year is now, because we're getting all the stories. People are excited about what they harvest, and there's just a true passion out there.
Yeah, that's what you love. And, you know, speaking of deer, let's rock and roll with Joe Harley up in the Midwest region, bringing in an 8-pointer. The score was 48.5. Greg Jensen in the Midwest Michigan region also brings in a 14-pointer with a score of 53.5. And Joe Thiebaud in the Midwest Michigan region's 10-pointer scores 48.75.
Okay, now we got 3 interviews we're going to feature right now. We got Ben Moddard, a youngster from Quincy. We got Cody Nussbaum, an 11-year-old from Quincy, and Carson Mead, who's formerly from Quincy and now from Jackson. So he's got a big 10-pointer. And we've got all the interviews right here and their stories. Okay, Cody Nussbaum is with us from Quincy. And Cody, this is your first buck?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay. Cody is not a big talker, are you?
Sure, I don't know.
Huh? You don't know?
I guess.
All right, well, tell me about the hunt. Was it a cold day? When did you get it?
I got it opening day. After we went back out in the afternoon, we didn't see anything for a while, and then all of a sudden, like, this buck just comes trotting. And
Now, were you hunting with your dad?
Yeah.
All right. And so the buck came in. What happened then? Were you in a blind or in a tree stand?
blind.
All right. And then what'd your dad tell you?
Well, he didn't really say a lot. He just grabbed the gun stick and grabbed my gun, and I just waited for the deer to walk into the scope, and as soon as I saw it, I shot it.
Pulled the trigger, and down it went. Did it go a long way?
About 40 yards, maybe.
Okay, about 40 yards, so you tracked it. And so this is your first buck. Have you shot any other deer before?
No.
First one?
Yeah.
That is pretty cool. So what'd you think when you went up on the deer and had a chance to take a look at him?
I guess I thought it was pretty cool.
And what do you like most about being out there in the woods?
I guess having fun with my dad.
That's very cool, isn't it? Well, good deal. Cody Nussbaum from Quincy with his first buck. Congratulations, buddy. Nice job. Ben Mottert is with us now. He is from Quincy. And Ben, you got your first buck. All right, tell me about the hunt.
Well, me and my dad, we were walking to a shanty, and then we saw a doe, so we were just like thinking of what to do. And we were stalking it, so we were like going in the corn and trying to find a good spot to get up on it, and we saw a buck, so it was just a spike, and we walked up and hid behind this bush and just watching it, and then a bigger buck comes out. It's like a 7 or 8 point. So we walk around, and on our hands and knees we start crawling up to a better point so we could get a better shot. So then we were getting ready for it to come around so I could get a shot, and I was getting ready, and then this bigger buck, which I shot, came out. So my dad's like, hey, look right there, there's a big one. So
now let me ask you that. So is that how it went? Was it like, hey, looky right there, there's a bigger one? Or what did he say?
More like, holy cow, right there.
Okay, so we got the holy cow, it's right there. The big buck is coming out, right? Mm-hmm. And then what are you thinking as you're getting ready to shoot?
A little bit nervous. Mm-hmm. So I start aiming at this one, and we wait like 5 minutes to get a clear shot. And I have this tripod thing that I sit on in the shanty. Okay. So like I set my gun up on that, so that was good for that. And
good and steadying it? Yeah. Is that what it was doing?
So I set it on that, and then my dad's like, shoot. And I was like, shoot now? And he's like, yeah. So I took the shot. And it's so smoky I couldn't really see, but he thought that I shot it.
And so this is your second year hunting, right?
Yes.
All right, and this is the biggest buck you ever got?
Yes.
You know there's a lot bigger ones out there, right?
Probably.
All right, Ben Mottert from Quincy, thanks for being on the Q1 Buck Bowl. Well, it's cold, but we got another hunter with some great success here. Carson Mead from the Jackson area. And Carson, congratulations. That is a wonderful buck.
Thank you very much. It was my biggest one.
All right, and tell me how it all went down.
Well, it was opening day, and I hunted the morning and got back in at about 11, and then had some lunch and went back out at 1, and he came running in with 10 does about 2:30, and I shot at him, you know, and he ran away, and then I heard another guy shoot at him, and he came back and stopped 10 yards from the stand, and I blasted him again, and I watched him go out in the field about 50 yards and fall down.
About how many holes did he have in him? Just one or not?
He's got 4 in him.
Well, it's good that you're able to claim that buck then.
Oh, yeah.
So your biggest buck, and what happened? Were there still a lot of does around him when he came into you or not?
Well, he came in with the does first. I shot at him, and then he ran off, and then he came back by himself. And he wasn't hurt at all when he came back, so I had to finish him off. But I got him the first time, and he came back, and I had to put a couple more through him.
All right. Now, Carson, you have been out in the woods a lot, have you not?
Yeah, a lot, all bow season. I mean, missed a couple days, I'd say, but not too many, you know.
You can check out Carson's Facebook post. How about the woods again? Well, congratulations. That is a wonderful deer and a nice 10-pointer, and we're going to get it all scored up here for the Q1 Buck Bowl. Great interviews, and coming up after the break, we're going to show you how to cook some of that venison.
That's my part of the show I love as well, because it's getting so close to lunchtime and you just are teasing me, Tim.
Yeah. He's always hungry, let me tell you right now. All right, stay with us. You're watching the Q1 Buck Bowl.
Everything for the sportsman.
DNR Sports Center.
For the hunter. Tree stands, bows, guns, and gear. All the top brands.
Right here at DNR Sports Center.
for the fishermen. Check out the huge selection of boats, marine supplies, and tackle.
DNR Sports Center.
Full service mechanic for boats, guns, and bows. One-stop shopping, a huge selection, and the best service around.
Come see for yourself and experience the personal service at DNR Sports Center. Everything for the sportsman.
The great outdoors has a lot to offer, and if you're ready to experience it on the next level, Greenstone can help you get it done. We finance acreage of nearly any size, from a hunter's haven to adventurous trails, or even that relaxing place on the lake. Greenstone's loan options make owning land affordable, with terms up to 30 years. And with 36 locations in Michigan and Northeast Wisconsin, we're just a short drive away. To learn more, visit greenstonefcs.com. Greenstone Farm Credit Services. We finance the great outdoors.
I'm Carson Mead from Jackson, and you're watching the Q1 Buck Pull.
Well, Big Buck, you got some more bucks for us here in the Q1 Buck Pull?
Sure do, Tim. Let's start out in mid-Michigan's with Michael Fick's 13-pointer scoring 49.875. David Fries in the mid-Michigan region brings in a 9-pointer, the score 50.125. And Casey West from mid-Michigan's 12-pointer scores 46 3/4.
Well, before we cook up some delicious venison with our chef today, Brent Mitchell from the Country Smokehouse, I had a chance to visit with Steve Francis at the Country Smokehouse and get a little bit of the layout of what they do. We're at the Country Smokehouse in Almont. We've got Steve Francis with us. Steve, welcome to the Buck Pull.
Thank you.
Now, I tell you right now, we have been out here a number of times. Last year we were out here with the crowd, opening weekend, and the cars were lined up. People bringing their deer in for, jerky and sausage. Tell me about the Country Smokehouse.
Well, the Country Smokehouse was started back in '86. Me and my wife kind of started as a joke in a one-car garage, and today it's gone to 68 employees and 3 locations, and just busy, busy, busy. But we only do deer processing at this facility. The other ones are grocery stores and retail outlets.
All right. Tell me what your specialty is then here.
Our specialty is homemade sausage and jerky. People are coming here because it's made in-house here. They're not sending their meat out to another processor. We don't process for any other processor. We only make in-house for our products. So there's no chance of somebody else's meat getting mixed up with our meat. They want that comfort of knowing that their deer came here, stayed here, and went out the door here.
So that's the quality control.
Quality control, yep.
All right. Now you also have a variety of other things here in the store.
Yes. We make 130 different kind of homemade sausages, jerky, spiral sliced hams, kielbasa's, pretty much anything you want, we make here. Old world sausages, kishka, ring liver, head cheese, things like that, even for the old timers that really appreciate it out there. And we just got into a beer, wine, and liquor license. Now I do all craft beers and Michigan wines and things like that. Trying to make Michigan blueberries and cherries, and it's kind of like your Michigan outlet. It's more of a destination here now.
All right. Steve, thanks for being with us.
All right, thanks.
Steve Francis at the Country Smokehouse, one of our sponsors here on the Q1 Buck Pull. They've got a wonderful facility at the Country Smokehouse, and they've got a great chef who has a wonderful recipe for us today.
Yeah, destination experience. Get up there. He knows what he's doing.
One of my favorite segments of the show, and that's cooking up something delicious. A great recipe today. We're at the Country Smokehouse. We got Chef Brent Mitchell with us. Brent, how are you doing today?
I'm doing great. How are you?
All right. Now today we have a porter venison stroganoff.
Yep.
The porter being the beer.
The beer, absolutely. It's wintertime, and porters are great in the winter, so.
All right, well, let's talk about real quick the ingredients. Let's go over them one time.
Well, first and foremost, we have the venison backstrap, cut pretty thin, about 2-inch sections. Seasoned flour.
Okay.
And of course our porter.
Gotta have the porter beer.
Yep. We have a little bit of mirepoix here. That's carrot, celery, and onion. Wild mushroom blend. Chopped garlic. Chopped rosemary and thyme. You can use dry or fresh.
Now, what will that do for this dish?
That's going to bring out a lot of the earthiness of it, the natural tones of everything that's in this dish, and it just ties it all together.
All right.
We have a little bit of sour cream. We have our beef broth, and then we also have our stone ground mustard. You can use Dijon too.
And we've got our noodles in another pan.
Over here, yep.
All ready to go.
Yep. So we'll go ahead and our pan is extremely hot right now, which you can see. And what I'm going to do is take this couple pieces of this back strap here, and we're going to coat it with some of our seasoned flour. You don't want a lot on here. You want to try and dust off as much as possible. You just need a little, a little coat on there. And what that's going to do is help thicken the sauce later on and also get a good sear on the venison. Right now we'll put it in the hot pan. Once we sear the venison, we're going to remove it from the pan, let it rest a little bit, and then we're going to add our vegetables, the mirepoix, the mushrooms, garlic, and fresh herbs. You only want to leave the venison in there for about 30 to 45 seconds, and then you're going to want to take it out and let it rest. All right. At this point, we're going to add a little bit more oil or butter, depending on how health conscious you are.
I guess I would be butter, probably.
So we have our mirepoix. We're going to add in. Some of our wild mushrooms. Chopped fresh garlic. And then our fresh herbs, rosemary and thyme. And we're going to let this saute for a good minute to 2 minutes until the onions start to get translucent. And then we'll add the beer. Okay, right now you can see the mirepoix, the garlic, the herbs, and the mushrooms. They're starting to turn a little translucent and they're starting to get some caramelization on them. And what's happening on the bottom of this pan, all the extractions from these vegetables and the mushrooms and stuff is called fond, and that's all the best part of, you know, these things in this pan. And we're going to bring that up off the bottom of the pan in a technique they call deglazing, and we're going to use our porter, the beer, for that.
So we poured the beer in, it's bringing everything out of the pan, it's all mixing together. Anything that we should be aware of as we are cooking this overall recipe?
You just want to always keep an eye on the amount of liquid that's in the pan. Like I said, let this one go. It's one of those dishes that you can kind of forget about once you start making the sauce. But always keep in mind that you don't want to reduce it too far, but you don't want to not reduce it either. You know, It's one of those things you want to look for. And I think we all have a good idea on what a sauce should look like. Sure. You know, you don't want it runny and you don't want it coming out, you know, as thick as putty, paste, exactly. You know, glue. So that's just one thing to keep in mind. Everything else, just let it do its thing naturally.
Okay.
So at this point, we reduced the beer by probably half. And that's just giving us more flavor. All the malt, the roasted malt, the hops, everything that comes in that beer is now in there, concentrated, and we have a great base for a sauce right now.
Smells good.
So we'll add some of the beef broth here, or stock.
Okay.
We're gonna add our Dijon mustard.
Now how much will you add? Just a little bit?
Just a little bit, right around, and this is another one of those things that's, you know, it depends on the person. Sure. I like a little bit more mustard in my sauce. Okay. I would probably put anywhere from a tablespoon to 2 tablespoons.
All right. Or as many little spoons as you got.
Yeah. Could have grabbed a bigger one.
That's okay.
This is cooking. We want to make things look.
Should I take over and kind of mix it around?
Yep. You can go ahead. Yep. And then.
I'm cooking myself here today. People are thinking, "What the heck?" I do cook at home. I will tell you that.
And while he's mixing that up, I'm going to add some of the sour cream in as well.
Well, I tell you what, you can smell. You can smell
all the aromas.
Beer, the aroma. You can smell everything. All right, so you want me to do it with
There
that?
we go. There we go.
Here's the real way, huh?
He's making fun of my spoon.
Yeah. Hey, I just picked up what utensils we had.
Yeah, so he's mixing that up pretty good. And at this point, again, let it go. Just let it do its thing. Let all those flavors just kind of marry themselves together in there.
So you can really see how it's all thickening up here then.
You know, you can almost forget about it. You know, every 5-10 minutes, come check on it, and, you know, then it's done.
We kind of just slipped the venison in case you're wondering.
Right, yep.
Now it's time to try the pork venison stroganoff.
Yep.
Gotta get a few noodles with it.
Yeah.
That's a very good sauce. Yeah. I mean, we knew the venison was going to be excellent, but the sauce that we're having with it right now is delicious.
Everything blends together well. You know, you can kind of taste a little bit of the mustard. You can taste the herbs, the mushrooms, even a little bit of the beer. You get that nice roasty kind of taste in the back of your throat from the actual beer. That's what that is.
Pork venison stroganoff with our chef Brent Mitchell. Hey, thanks for being with us.
Thank you.
From the Country Smokehouse in Almont. And I will tell you, they do all kinds of things. The reason why the chef is here, they cater, they do dinners, they do things all over the state of Michigan.
Oh, yeah.
And they will take care of you, and that's why we're up here today getting a little few tips on cooking here today. All right, I'm Tim Hart Haverhill. You're watching the Q1 Buck Pull. Find this and all the recipes online.
Did you know that Tire City is more than just tires? Marshall Tire, Albion Tire, and Charlotte Tire are all more than just tires at great prices. We're your complete auto repair center. We're brakes, oil changes, steering and suspension, diagnostics. We're more than just tires. We're your complete auto repair facility. Tire City, Marshall, Albion, and Charlotte.
Coldwater Gun & Pawn, your concealed weapon headquarters. Buy, sell, trade. We do volume so you have selection with new guns arriving daily. Need ammo at the best prices around? Stop into Coldwater Gun & Pawn. Plus, we pay cash for guns or anything of value, including gold and silver, where we pay the highest prices in southern Michigan. Plus, we have DVDs, guitars, gifts, and more. Long guns or handguns, come see our selection today at Coldwater Gun & Pawn. Add style to your bedroom or living room with log furniture from Thurston's Furniture. One-of-a-kind log bedroom sets, dressers, mirrors, easy beds that convert from a couch to a bed. Specializing in custom orders, Thurston's offers a great selection to choose from. Plus, check out our Northwoods Wildlife Print area rugs. Want a camo recliner? You'll find it at Thurston's. Thurston's Furniture on M60 in Homer. Everything you want in log furnishings at great prices.
Well, Mike, a show like today is one of my favorites because you hear all of the stories and then you end it with some delicious venison.
Well, that's what it's all about, is you go out and you hunt so that you can sit back and enjoy some of the great recipes that they supply for us on the Q1 Buck Pull.
You're going to hear all kinds of stories coming up at our regional prize parties. They start late January, run into February, and then our final party will be at the Back Road Saloon. Get your plans set now to join us March the 7th when we give away that Yamaha Grizzly 350 ATV. So stay with us on that. All right, he's Mike Big Buck Hoffner. I'm Tim Hart Haverhill. Thanks for being with us this week on the Q1 Buck Pull. And whenever you're out in the woods, be safe.
Great country for Kalamazoo. Find us on your radio at 102.5, online at greatcountry1025.com, and on your mobile device on iHeartRadio. Kalamazoo's Great Country 1025, powered by Nash.